And in the latest Quinnipiac University poll, 68% approve of President Biden's COVID relief bill. 24% disapprove, specifically on the measure for $1,400 stimulus checks. 78% support the idea, 18% do not. That polling perhaps underscores why, on a call with House Democrats yesterday, Biden said he will not compromise on the amount of $1,400 checks he's proposed. That's according to a source who was on the call. But Biden did say that he is willing to target the money to a smaller group of Americans who need it the most. The president said he is open to negotiating the overall price tag and some programs, although it's unclear which ones. Democrats want the bill passed by March 14th. And the House has said the president is not willing to allow negotiations to delay the process. So, joining us now from the White House, Principal Deputy Press Secretary for President Joe Biden, Karine Jean-Pierre. It is great to have you back on the show in your new capacity. Congratulations, and let's get right to work.
Yes.
Is it possible that this will stay? Good to see you. Is it possible this will stay on course to hit the deadline so checks can get to people? And where are there more room for negotiation with Republicans?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely possible. Here's the thing. The president has said it loud and clear and many times that we need to move swiftly and we need to move now and we need to meet this moment. Look, Mika, we just went through the worst economic year since the demobilization of the wake of World War II. Right. And not only that, if you put that together with COVID, where you see almost 11 million people who are still remain unemployed, nearly 4 million people have been unemployed for 6 months or more, and 2 million women have left the labor force. So when you compound that, those two crises compounded with economic crisis and the COVID-19 crisis, there are tens of millions of Americans who are on the brink of losing everything that they have. So we have to act now and we need to continue. Look, the president basically showed this week that he's willing to talk to both sides, right? He met first with Republican senators on Monday. He met yesterday with Democratic senators. As you mentioned, he talked to the Democratic caucus. And so we are willing to have a conversation and hear ideas that make the American Rescue Plan stronger. And that is the goal here, because we have to move quickly. And as Joe knows, we have a mandate. Joe knows more than most, that the mandate we have to act. We need to act to make sure that the American people have relief, not later, but now.
So, Karine, I thought it was interesting yesterday. You're right. The president spoke with Republicans. He spoke with Democrats. And actually, after talking to both leaders of both parties, said he was willing to try to chart a middle ground, but he was steadfast on the $1,400 checks. But I thought it was very interesting. He obviously is listening to Joe Manchin, listening to Kyrsten Sinema, Democrats, as well as some Republicans like Mitt Romney, who are saying, OK, but let's make sure we target the truly disadvantaged. Because we heard all those horror stories about people with private jets getting, thousands and thousands of dollars, people with yachts getting PPE payments. So the president talked about targeting specifically those who were most disadvantaged. Talk about how he's going to do that.
So the American Rescue Plan already, Joe, targeted the people who are most in need, especially during this crisis, this pandemic. And so like I said, we're open to ideas to make that stronger. And when he talks about the $1,400 and the importance of not moving from that, we have to remember the $900 billion that was passed last year was a backfill for the end of 2020. So that was just a down payment. We need to continue and make people whole and get that $2,000 that we promised, that President Joe Biden promised the American, that Democrats promised the American people. And so what you're seeing from Joe Biden, as you know, is his lifelong career record with reaching over to the other side across the aisle and getting big things done with Republicans and Democrats. And that's what you're seeing this week, having those conversations. And we're willing to negotiate. We're willing to listen to the other side. But the bottom line, Joe, is we have to get to work now for the American people. We cannot afford to do nothing. You know, we heard reports last year of 30 million people who reported that they couldn't put food on their table. 1 million people last week filed for unemployment insurance benefits. Like, that is the reality of the American people, and we cannot afford to do nothing. According to Moody's, they said that if we do not act now, we could have fewer than 4 million jobs this year alone. So we have to act now. We can't, the cost is too great to not take action.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.